So if you're a fan of Once Upon a Time or Pretty Little Liars and you've watched either of my past two videos, you may notice that I am wearing exactly the same outfit. The reason for that is that I am filming all three of these videos at exactly the same time, and I could go and get changed, change my lipstick, which is probably worn off by this point because I've been filming for over an hour, or, you know, put on a different top, but realistically I think that we've got bigger things to worry about than whether or not I've been wearing the same top 3 videos in a row. So welcome to my review of the Riverdale season 1 finale. I haven't reviewed any of the episodes of Riverdale, which I really should have, because honestly I have loved this series so much. I did think about starting to review them when the season started and I just never got around to it, but that finale and actually the episode before the finale were so good that I couldn't not talk about them. So just gonna jump right on in there and say that this show totally surpassed my expectations. It honestly did. I went into it with the feeling that, like, I felt like I was going to enjoy it because that sort of like teen mystery genre, it's something that's very close to my heart. I wrote my undergraduate university dissertation on teen television. I love that kind of genre, and I felt like as I walked in to the first episode it was probably going to have some Pretty Little Liars sort of vibes. I didn't know anything really about it. I hadn't ever read the Archie comics that it's based on, and so I didn't have a massive amount of knowledge walking into it about what I was going to be watching, but I just felt like it was the type of thing that I liked the idea of, that sort of murder mystery high school type environment, and it just totally blew my mind. It was so much better than I thought that it was going to be. So I love all of the characters. I think all of the characters are great. The parents, as usual in teen drama scenarios, are terrible, most of them, other than Archie's dad, which we will get to in a minute. But I actually really love all of the main characters. I think that the actors do a really good job with all of them. And what I really love about this show is that it is a really good mystery. It is quite, there are moments that are really quite dark, but it does not take itself too seriously, and it knows what it is, and it's really self-aware, and it makes these little jokes about the sort of genre and about tropes of the genre and that sort of high school over-the-top atmosphere. And it's really blunt and upfront about that, which I really like. So that's one of the things I really like about it. One of the other things that I really like about it is the way that it has explored some really serious issues in terms of problems that are happening in high schools at the moment. So the way that girls are being talked about by boys, that sort of culture of misogyny and sexism, and the way that boys are treated in high school environments as opposed to how girls are treated in high school environments, and that sort of exploration about that has been really good. I think there's been a couple of really strong episodes looking into that, and I think they've done a good job with it, but they haven't done it in like a really like preachy, this is obvious why we're doing this sort of way. It's just been written really nicely into the storyline, which I think has been nice. There's a couple of things that I have issues with. I have issues with the slight queer baiting that's been going on already. So the Veronica and Betty kiss early on, it was either in the pilot or the episode after that, I can't remember, but that kiss was completely unnecessary and definitely a very obvious example of queer baiting, which I think is a shame given the show's clear investment in exploring kind of more serious issues, and so I think that that's slightly problematic, so I'm not really very impressed with that. The other thing that I'm sort of struggling with, and I have mixed feelings about it because I actually really like Betty and Jughead as a couple. I think they are so cute. I really like them together, but apparently in the original material Jughead was asexual, and I just think it's a shame that, like, I kind of don't understand why they've messed with that. Like, if that's the case, and can we just take a moment to appreciate the Betty and Jughead scene in last night's episode, or the finale? So clearly they've veered away from the asexual representation of this character in the original material, and I don't really get that. I really like, maybe it was something to do with the chemistry between Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart, I don't know. They work really well together, I think, so maybe they thought, oh, it'll be fun to do that. Maybe it's just a really sad state of affairs where they feel like in order to keep people invested they have to like sex things up a bit, I don't know, but that bugs me a bit because we don't get proper exploration of the wide spectrum of different sexualities out there. Like, even really struggling to get gay, lesbian, bisexual representation right is a struggle. So to take a character who is asexual and just like totally change their sexuality, I have some questions about. But anyway, that's probably a topic for a whole other video. So those are my little complaints, got them out of the way. Let's move on to the finale. So I actually thought that the episode before the finale was the finale because A, it felt like a finale, and B, Netflix hadn't put up the thumbnail for the next episode yet. So I was like tweeting like, oh my god, I just watched the finale, it was amazing. And then Rihanna and Amy and a couple other people tweeted me and they were like, nope, not the finale. So I was like half, god how embarrassing, and half like, yes, another episode, so thrilled. So in the penultimate episode, finding out that it was Clifford Blossom who shot Jason, I actually didn't expect that. I don't know who I suspected, but I didn't suspect him. I didn't think that, I thought that he was dodgy, but I didn't think that he was actually going to turn out to be the person who'd killed Jason. And this is one of these storylines where they've made it crystal clear. It's not a mistake. It, like when they'd obviously put Jughead's dad in jail for it, there wasn't any like absolute concrete evidence or concrete proof or whatever, and so when they do that in shows, it's like, this person did it, but did they? Like there's always room for like figuring out that that's not the case, but in this case there's video evidence of it. So we know that it was Clifford Blossom who killed his son. So, you know, there's no getting around that. So obviously then he's then killed himself. So everything's just all up in the air. And at that point I'm going, jeez, what a first season. And then bam, I find out there's another episode. So that was a happy moment for me. So in the finale, standout moments for me would probably be, I think the best moment of the whole episode actually. I really like, I enjoyed Betty's speech. I thought it was good. I enjoyed the racy moments towards the end of the episode, because I tell you, out of those two couples, before that scene aired, because we'd seen like screenshots and stuff on Twitter before the episode, but before that scene aired, I honestly, like, I would have expected the Veronica and Archie one to be the slightly raunchier one, but Jughead Jones just totally surprised me. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Loved the Imagine Dragons soundtrack, like so dramatic, it was so good. But I would say probably one of my favourite moments of the whole episode, which sounds just like a shame because it wasn't my favourite for the content, just for the way that it was done, was when Cheryl was out on the ice and they were trying to get her out from under it. So apparently KJ Apa, who plays Archie, broke his hand doing that scene, which actually I'm not surprised, because he was so into it, and that was such a dramatic scene and it was so good. And I was like on the edge of my seat for that one. I thought it was very, very nicely done. I also just love Cheryl. Like, I can't help it. She's one of these characters where to begin with I was like, oh, and you just feel like you're so melodramatic and everything about you is just frustrating me. And then by the end of the season I just love her. I think that she's going through a lot and she's got a very messed up family, and I think that Madeline is playing her so beautifully. Speaking of, like, firstly I felt really sorry for her when she'd obviously just tried to kill herself, and then they were all like, okay, so bye, we're like gonna go to the Jubilee now. I know that they had responsibilities and stuff, but I felt that maybe it wasn't the best idea to leave. But her burning down the house, I can't deal with her mother, by the way. She's my least favourite character in the whole thing. But seeing her just being like, yep, it's gasoline and I'm going to burn down this house. So, oh, it's just so dramatic. I love it. If you're going to, it's kind of, I think, along the PLL lines, like, if you're going to watch this show, you just have to embrace the level of nuts. But I thought that was really good. But yeah, that final scene, losing Fred, I'm assuming that he's gone. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe we're gonna find in season 2 that he's not and he turns out to be okay, but like, it did not look good. So to kill off Archie's dad, one of the only stable parental figures in this show at the very end of the first season, just broke my heart a little bit. Poor Archie. How is he going to cope with this, and why would someone want to get rid of Fred unless, I mean, I suppose we're probably supposed to think that this is going to be Veronica's dad trying to get involved or take him away from her mum. I don't know, her mum's just doing my head in at the moment. But yeah, I think that's set up season 2 quite nicely to figure out who's behind that, and obviously more about the whole Blossom's drug scandal. So yeah, it's been a very, very good first season. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking now because I've filmed for a long time, but let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the first season of Riverdale, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. I'm going to be making lots more film TV videos over the next few weeks, so if you haven't already hit subscribe, you can hit the subscribe button below to keep up to date with all of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you're having a lovely day, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye!